guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm pulling out my Artesprix products again, and we're going to make us a couple of cute little sublimation patches. This is the blank of the month for June 2024. So let me clean off some of this and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, first we're going to take a look at the blank itself. Now, one side is textured, fabric. The other side has a shiny film on it. This is the side that you're going to adhere to something later on because it is an adhesive patch. So what we're going to do is this is the side we're going to be decorating. Okay, just wanted to make sure I said that first. I'll go ahead and say that again when we get there. I do have the instructions on using this. It's a little more involved than what we normally do, but that is okay. So I'm going to trace around the outside of my blanks. I'm going to go ahead and do both of them, and we're just going to trace a circle. It's just a circle because these are circle blanks, right? So next I'm going to do something I haven't done before, but we are going to give this a shot. I'm going to do a background and I'm going to mask it off. Yes, I've done that part, but there's another piece that I have not done before and you'll have to just wait and see that. So I'm taking some Post-it tape and just putting it down onto a piece of paper because I'm just using plain paper for this part. I'm going to trim this down and then I'm going to put it in my MISTI and stamp out a couple of images. Now, I find that these flowers that are in the Simon Hurley Beautiful Bloom set are just so pretty, and I thought that would look wonderfully on the front of our patches. So I'm going to actually do a couple of these. I'm going to just I'm stamping out masks. That's what I'm doing here. Now, I do have some of this is going to be overlapping. Let me move that a little bit. Luckily, this is just adhesive tape, so I can just move it over. It's a temporary adhesive. That way I can cover that gap in the middle instead of stamping down on it. And the only reason that I put it on paper is because I'm also going to be die cutting it, and that's going to make it a lot easier to do. And I'm just going to use some regular ink for that. And now I can see where my images are. With this stamp set, I've also got the dies, so that's always useful. So I'm just going to die cut out each of these. That's going to give me a mask. Yes, it's going to be on two Post-it pieces for some of this, but that's okay. It's still going to work out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through my die cutting machine and create those masks. Next, I'm going to work on the background, and you're wondering, why do I have an embossing folder out? Well, I am going to give this a shot. This is something I have not done before for Artesprix products, for this kind of a project. I have done this on cards before. This is some Simon Hurley stamping foam, and what this does, it makes basically anything with a texture turns it into a stamp. So the way that you use this is you use a heat gun, not an embossing gun. The heated gun works better. It gives a more generalized focus of the heat instead of, laser sharp accuracy that you get from a heat gun. So I'm just going to heat up the surface of one side and then press it into my embossing folder. I like this design. I think that this is from Spellbinders. It's a basket weave, and I think that would make a real cool design for behind my flowers. Yes, this is to go behind them, so I'm creating a background. That's why I needed the masks. So you just heat this up. Doesn't take too long, usually 20 seconds or so. And then we're going to press it right down into the texture. And I'm just going to hold it there for a second so that it has a chance to really absorb that pressure and get that impression that we want. And I may decide to do the other side because this is the raised edges, so it may wind up being the reverse of what I actually want to look like. That does look pretty cool, but I think I want to do the other side. You know what? I can either heat this one up and start over, or I can just do the other side. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. So I've got two different looks that I can go with. So depending on which one I like better. And I do like that one better. That's going to give, actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this on another piece of paper and see which one I like better before we go on to actually making the design for our blank. So I still have some extra left over here. And I think I'm going to just use some of this Gina K ink that I already had out. And I don't really need to do the whole thing. I just need to do enough of it to get that design down. That looks pretty cool. So let's try the other side to see what I think of it. And this side, I think, got a little bit more of the... Oh yes, I do like this side better, actually. So this is the side that I'm going to use. So first, I need to clean up that stamp. So I've got my masks here, and I think these are the two flowers that I'm going to use for these. So I'm going to just take my Post-it tape off, and then I can put that in place onto my paper. And apparently I missed part of my recording. I am so sorry, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm adding some of the ink onto this stamping foam. So I've got yellow at the bottom, pink in the middle, and then we're going to have some blue at the top. And then we're going to press it down right over the mask. Okay, and it's just almost, it's just a little bit off. You can see if you really look that my blanks are actually a tiny, tiny bit bigger, but that is going to be okay. I'm actually going to, like I did on the other one, I'm going to just pull a little bit of that ink out. So we've got a little bit of extra pink on the edges, and that's going to still be okay. There we go. So that should take care of that little tiny bit of white that we don't really want. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit while I clean off my stamping foam, and this should come off with water. So now I'm going to remove those masks, and that's going to leave me a white space to do my stamping. So I've got one of my pages and the stamp. Just need to line the stamp up right in the middle of that white area. And I think it's pretty close. And I'm going to just use some of the black Sublimation ink on my stamp. There we go. So that, it looks brown, but it's going to come up darker when we get everything pressed. So I'm going to do the same thing with my other image. So I've had my markers sitting with the tips facing down for a bit, and I did test them to make sure that they are ready to go. So I can start coloring. So I'm going to color my stems and the leaves a green. And everything's translucent, so it doesn't really matter too much how much shading you try to do with this. First off, I've noticed that these don't really blend that well. They're not really designed to. It's not like alcohol markers. So if you are a card maker and you love your Copics or Spectrum Noir, you know what I'm talking about. This is actually going to put a solid color down as long as you put enough on there. I've noticed that if you don't put enough on there, you can get a little bit more streakiness than you want, but we've got that fabulous stamped image with all that detail, so it's not going to matter all that much. So I'm just going to fill everything in for my greenery. On this flower, I kind of want it to have some orange in the center and then go out to yellow. So I'm going to just add some orange in the center first. On this one, let me grab out the yellow. because I'm going to attempt to do a little bit of blending. It's not going to do much, and I know it's not going to do much, but we can give it a shot. So I'm going to go back and forth between the two colors so I can have orange, yellow at the outside, orange in the center, and hopefully they will blend together a little bit. So for this one, so this is all done for that one. That's ready to go. This one, I think I want to color, actually, I just changed my mind. I was thinking of going pink for the flower, but then I remembered this part that looks a little bit dark pink or reddish is actually pink. So I don't want to do the flower pink as well right on top of it. So let's see. Just did yellow there. I could still go with yellow. Okay, we'll go with a yellow lily because they do come in all different colors. And I'm just going to do this one as a solid. You could do it in variegated colors if you want to, because I know that they come here anyway. These guys come in all different colors. I'll go for a walk down the street and there's some that are in reds and yellows and just everything. And I keep thinking I want more of those in my yard. But yeah, we have so many tropicals right now. We have so many green things, and that's kind of what my hubby's into right now. So the flowers are going to wait. But I do love seeing these. And we do have a couple in the yard. We've got a couple of white ones that my mother-in-law gave us. She brought us from Texas. Anywho, this is just some really simple coloring. It doesn't take a lot of effort at all, just a little bit of time and just coloring inside the lines and you are good. So I'm going to trim this up so it's closer to that circle line. And right now I am heating up my Easy Press to 400 degrees. So these are supposed to go, I did check. You always check with the supplier of your blanks to see what temperature and such they recommend. And this one is 60 seconds at 400 degrees with medium pressure. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and first I am using a lint roller to make sure there's nothing sticking to my blank there. And we're going to put the textured side. Remember, we've got two sides on this. One is textured, one is smooth. The smooth is actually a sticky, it's going to be where you're going to actually press it onto your cloth or whatever when you're applying your patch, okay? And now I'm also going to use my heat-resistant tape from Artesprix to tape it in place, as we don't want it to be shifting around and give us a blurry image or ghosted image, anything like that. Okay, so one of them is ready to go. Let's get the other one ready. Again, making sure we don't have anything on there. And I am also, while I'm doing this, I'm double checking to make sure that I didn't get any kind of an ink smudge on there. So this is the textured side and this is the shiny side. So we do it textured side touching the paper. And then we will again tack it all down with some of this heat resistant tape. So next we need to make our sublimation sandwich. So I think I'm going to go ahead and press both of these at the same time. They're small enough, they'll fit on my protective mat without a problem. So I'll cut a piece of protective paper. This is siliconized paper. It's what the pros use to protect your surface and to protect your machine. So I'm going to go ahead and put both of them down and fold over the top. Mine is more a sublimation taco, but yeah, I like doing it that way. Okay, so we've got both in place there. And you want to make sure that the way that your taco is done, we've got the siliconized paper, we've got our blank with the image facing up. So we've got the bottom bun, which is the siliconized paper. We've got the blank, which is your hamburger. We've got the design, which is your cheese, and then we've got another bun. So this is kind of like making a hamburger. And I am going to do them one at a time because I just want to make sure that I have plenty of space and don't want to mess anything up. So my heat press is ready to go. And let's bring over our heat press. So we're going to go straight down. Do not shift it. And we're going to hit the green button to say go. Okay, we're going to take a look. First off, I do see that there is some yellow transferred onto the protective paper, so that protected my machine. Yay, I cannot use this piece of paper again, but let's see if it transferred, and oh my god, it looks awesome. So let's go ahead and do the reveal, and that looks fabulous. Oh my goodness. I think that is gorgeous. It turned out perfect. So in the instructions, it says to remove this ASAP. Remove the transfer ASAP. And then to let it cool for about an hour. So you need to let it cool completely. So again, we've got our protective paper. We're going to put our blank on here with the design up. And it's already taped in place because we did that earlier. The other piece of protective paper over the top. Yes, I know I'm harping on that because you don't know how many times I've had to turn mine over because I did it wrong. Okay, so we're going to place this down right over the top. Again, it is 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And we'll press the little cricket button and just apply a little bit of medium pressure and just wait. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up and we will take a look. Okay, that is really warm. And again, we've got yellow on there. So I know that it protected my machine and I cannot use the paper again. And again, for the sneak peek, and look at that pretty blue. Okay, let's go ahead and reveal. And yes, that one is gorgeous as well. Look at that. I kind of think I like this one better just because of that extra orange that kind of looks red, and this is permanent. It's not going to come off. So I did take the design off right away, like they said. Let's go ahead and take this off and the tape. Okay, that is lovely. So in an hour, we can apply that to some other project. So this, I think, is fabulous. Even the edges where I added a little extra, you really can't tell that it was extra. I think this turned out fabulous. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I would love to see it if you try something like this and try anything with the blank of the month. And be sure to show me. I want to see what you make. So tag me and tag Artesprix. Tag me at DebbieJ'sCraftingCorner.com, and of course tagging Artesprix at #Artesprix Iron on Ink. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for popping in and for taking a look at this fun project with me today. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.